The Taurus TX22, let's check it out. Taurus is a Brazilian company that's been around since 1939. They had a lot of connections with Beretta. They were licensed to make a number of Beretta pistols, but they got their start with revolvers. Since that time, they did go into even different semi-automatic designs and have even moved their facilities to Miami, Florida, which they produce a lot of firearms there, really typically on the more of the budget side. And so it allows for people to be able to find a good quality firearm for a reasonable price. Recently, they've introduced their TX22. This is a 22 long rifle pistol. It's semi-automatic, blowback design, polymer frame. What's the big coup though with this pistol is that it's 16-in-1 in the magazine, and that's not typical for your 22 rimfire. And there are some other features about this little TX22 that actually are pretty appealing. Personally, I've never been a huge Taurus fan. Just never have. I'm a little bit of a gun snob. But here lately, all the Taurus pistols that I've had any experience with have been exceptional. So let's check out the TX22, see what it's about. And I want to thank Nate over at GunProDeals for sending the TX22 for this review. Guys, when I first heard about the Taurus TX22, the first thing that really impressed me was this, 16+1 in the magazine. That is very unique for most of your 22 rimfire pistols. And that's one of the things that Taurus has done. Now for me, I was very curious to see if it would work. One of the big problems with 22 is this rim. And because the rim butts up to the next rim, it seems to kind of want to push it. Making a magazine that will hold more than 10 rounds typically has been a little bit of a pain, and it's a design challenge. But it looks like Taurus has done it. Now the magazines are polymer, but they are wider, so it's better honestly for training. They do have a button here, but we'll take a look more at that in a minute about loading. And it does come with 2 of the 16-round magazines. If you live in a state that has mag restrictions, they do offer 2 10 rounds. Let's make sure the gun is safe. We're going to drop the magazine, check the chamber, and it's empty. One of the things you'll notice is the chamber is just on the side of the slide. It doesn't come up like a lot of different semi-automatic pistols. But the polymer frame, the aluminum slide make this a super light handgun. In fact, when you pick it up, you're kind of like, wow, that thing is featherweight. We're going to look at that, but it weighs about 17.4 ounces, so and that's unloaded. So it's really a lightweight handgun to be a large handgun. I mean, it's a fairly full-size pistol. The polymer frame, what I really like about it, beside the grip, I really think this grip puts you at the natural grip angle. But the texturing on the grip is really nice. It's not so super aggressive and it's not uncomfortable, but it gives you a good solid feel. And so I like the grip. The smoothness here just adds to the quality, the look of quality. These little finger rests, I mean, they're perfect to be able to put that index finger, your trigger finger, and it's right or left-handed. And so that way you keep that finger out of the trigger. It has a 2-slot Picatinny accessory rail, nice squared off trigger guard for gloved hands, and we do have a frame safety, which there are a number of safeties, frame safety, trigger safety, and a striker block safety. Magazine release right here, it does drop the magazines, doesn't really eject them, just barely, but it does release them, and you can switch it to the other side. Of course, your safety also is ambidextrous. Now we have a slide release, it's fairly minimal, and to me this looks just as a silhouette like a lot of your striker fire pistols that are out on the market. It is striker fire, but it does have a fixed barrel design. We'll kind of look at that. It's pretty unique. The slide is an aluminum alloy, it does have an anodized finish, and you do have front and rear cocking serrations that grip the fingers. I mean, they really dig into your fingers, not uncomfortably, but enough to know you've got the slide. But the one thing about it is, because it's 22, it's a really low pressure spring. The sights are 3-dot polymer sights, but they are adjustable for elevation and for windage on the rear sight. And they do show up really well. Guys, to be honest, overall, this is a very pleasing firearm design, in my opinion. And once you put it in your hand, it feels really good. I've been pretty impressed with the design features of this pistol so far. But another thing that I'm very impressed with is the trigger. Now, the gun has been safety checked. The trigger, it has a even take-up pressure. I mean, the pressure from here to here is even. Then a really nice break. Reset real quick, real fast. I'm really impressed with the trigger. This trigger is actually called the PTS, or Pittman Trigger System, and it is really nice. You look and see how it pivots on this pin. And we're going to check trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 4 pounds, 5.7 ounces. 4 pounds, 10.2 ounces. 4 pounds, 11.2 ounces. Now, the barrel is 4.1 inches in length. It is steel. It does have something, though, that's really unique. You'll notice right here this little seam. This is a thread protector, and it has flats. You can remove this, and included is a thread adapter, 1/2 by 28 threads. I thought that was a really nice touch by Taurus. So you can put suppressors or compensators or whatever you want to on here. Now we're going to try some different type ammo, some CCI, some Aguila, Federal Match, and some bulk Federal. One thing I want to show you is the little tabs here. You can just pull those down, or you can actually load this just like you would a regular firearm. I mean, it just seems to do just as well that way as it does getting your fingernails. And one of the big things that you're going to notice when you take the TX22 out to the range, or even pull it out of the box, is just how lightweight it is. I mean, it is, again, 17.3 ounces or something like that. It's just super light. But the ergonomics are just really exceptional. The way it just has this nice polymer grip to it. Fits in your hand really nice. One thing I do love about 22 is that it's inexpensive to shoot, it's low recoil, low muzzle blast. I mean, this is great, again, for first-time shooters. But that's no different than this one. Now, one thing that I do love about it, of course, is the 16+1. And it gives you a lot of rounds to be able to shoot instead of just the 10 round. And to me, that's a big plus with this firearm. The other thing is, it is about the same size as a full-size self-defense firearm. And so it's really easy to train with this handgun. But one thing we did want to do is to test out some different type ammunitions. We're going to try some of the Federal bulk ammo, see how it functions. Now we're going to try some Federal Match 40 grain. We're going to try some Aguila Super Extra 40 grain, high velocity. Very good, a little smoky, but definitely functions. Guys, I'll tell you, with this pistol, and that was shooting Aguila, shooting Federal Match, shooting bulk Federal, shooting CCI mini mags, we had zero malfunctions. So, you know, I was really pleased with that. I thought maybe with some of the underpowered ammunition we might get a few hang-ups, but we didn't get anything. It's kind of unique the way this chamber kind of opens up. It doesn't come around the top, it's just on the side. But it ejects the rounds really well. Accuracy was really good. You know, we were shooting at 7 yards, and you know, was just putting them right there. But I'll tell you, overall, just very pleased with this handgun. Now for disassembly, we're going to drop our magazine, check the chamber. Go ahead and pull the trigger, pull back on your slide just a little bit, and pull on these takedown tabs. Now it goes forward about a ½ inch, and then the slide actually raises up. So a little bit unique. We have our recoil spring and guide rod. It is polymer, but it has the flat recoil spring. Have our barrel, pulls out, and then we have our aluminum slide, which is feather weight. One thing it does have is a steel insert here, which is really great because when this barrel comes back, you're not damaging the aluminum. It's not face to face. So this is a really great touch by Taurus. Now I said it was a fixed barrel design, but here we have the barrel released. I'm going to show you how that works. It locks with these little shelves corresponding to these shelves. And so we're going to slide it right in. And that locks the barrel into place. So we're going to pull the tabs down and it releases the barrel. This is going to give you really good accuracy with a fixed barrel design. And guys, that's all you need to do to field strip. For reassembly, drop in your barrel, recoil spring, and guide rod. I like the way that this is set up, just like your standard striker fire pistol as far as assembly and disassembly, with this little difference, which I think Canik has kind of gone to that too now on its regular centerfire pistols. Once you get it locked in, test for function, and we're going to add in our magazine. And now what you've all been waiting for, manufacturer suggested retail price is $349. Now at GunProDeals, they offer it typically for $299, which is a great price for a pistol with that 16 round capacity. I believe right now he's having a sale at $271, but that's just till the end of April 2019, so a lot of you guys are going to miss that. But keep your eyes open, those sales may come back around. I don't have a price on extra magazines at this point, but we'll find out coming up. Of course, Gun Mag Warehouse is a great place, and you can check GunProDeals in case they happen to have them. As far as pros and cons of the pistol, we've talked about the pros, and there's a ton of them. The trigger's great, the magazine, the ergonomics, just a lot of great features about this handgun. It's uber reliable. I love that. As far as cons go, it is a polymer magazine, you know, and whether that's a con or not, over time we'll find out. But I really like to have something with a little more stability, but, you know, hey, it's working, and so we're going to go with that. The sights, which are really good, they are polymer, but they are on an aluminum slide with a polymer frame, so I can't really fuss about that. Guys, other than that, there's nothing that I have to say negative about this handgun. So guys, if you're looking for a 22 to whether to train with, to maybe plink, go hunting, again, take out first-time shooters, I think the Taurus TX 22 would be an excellent choice. And guys, I have to admit, I am honestly impressed with this little TX 22. But don't take my word for it. Check out some other reviews, see what they have to say. It's just really great to have a well-rounded opinion when making a choice to buy a firearm. And again, I want to thank the guys over at GunProDeals for sending the TX 22 and for their support. Guys, it's nice to be able to get different firearms to be able to bring to you guys. So in turn, check them out. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. They do have a second time we went down, tried a number of different rounds, and definitely check out their website. This is the Taurus, the bull. Taurus TX 22, it's no bull. Well, it's kind of a bull. Taurus is a bull.